Welcome back to another edition of Tech Talks presented by EGP Document Solutions. I'm Andy Demetra, and of course, with this being the month of the Olympics, only fitting that we visit with our Olympic gold medalist, head coach for your Georgia Tech swim and dive team, Coach Courtney Hart joins us. Coach, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
I'm great. Thanks so much for having me. This is certainly an exciting time of year, like you said. So thanks so much for having me.
Well, exciting for multiple reasons, and we'll get to the Olympics in just a moment. But first, you are jumping back into competition yourself this weekend. You were headed out to Lake Tahoe to compete in the Trans Tahoe Relay, which is an open water relay race. And not only you, but you've got Dick Bergmark on your team. You've got some of your Georgia Tech swimmers, and your roster includes Georgia Tech President Dr. Angel Cabrera. For the uninitiated, Courtney, tell us first what the Trans Tahoe Relay is and how'd you gather this star-studded roster to compete?
Well, I have to give Dick Bergmark all the credit. It was on his bucket list for years, and so he put this team together. We've done it a couple years now, and we did get the president to agree to do it. We'll see after this time if he agrees to do it again. We hope so. But it's a relay race across a portion of Tahoe that's 11.4 miles, and there's 6 of us on the relay. So basically, you swim 30 minutes at a time because it's hard to choose distances in open water. And then after your 30 minutes, you get back in and do 10 minutes at a time until you complete it's 11.4 miles for 6 of us total.
Well, you won a gold medal in the 4x1, and so we know you are terrific at the sprints. How are you in the open water and across the long distances? How do you feel about your fitness heading into this relay?
I'll be honest with you, it does not excite me as much as the sprint does. I mean, I love the event. It's a great opportunity to be with our alums and be with our donors. And obviously this year our president, but I'm not a big fan of long distances. I'd like to stick with the sprints, but I do this once a year.
Hey, you know, as a coach, you got to get your swimmers out of their comfort zone from time to time, and I guess that applies to you as well. So you'll be in Tahoe this weekend, but then later this month, you will be out in Paris for the Summer Olympics, where 5 of your swimmers, either incoming freshmen, members of the current roster, or those who just graduated, will be on the starting blocks in the swimming competitions. To have that many swimmers competing in the Olympics for you, representing Georgia Tech and representing so many different countries as well, Coach, how do you think that reflects on your program and the way Georgia Tech helps get these athletes Olympics ready?
No, I think it's fantastic. We talk about this every 4 years. It's always a goal for a lot of our athletes, around the world. And so for them to see their hard work come to fruition and make their Olympic team, it's just an exciting time of year and super proud of them. It's always great when it all kind of comes together. And obviously competing in the Olympics is the top stage for our sport, no matter where you're from. And so I'm just really looking forward to being with them in Paris.
Yeah, and you will be there as the coach of one of your Olympians, Ariana Dirkswager, who will be representing Laos. And I understand this is the first time that you will be at a Summer Olympics since you competed in Sydney in 2000s. What kinds of emotions, what kinds of memories might stir up as you land in Paris and you see those Olympic rings again?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Again, I've watched from afar for the past couple of years, and we've had athletes compete the last couple of games and cheered them on from Atlanta. But the opportunity to be in Paris with our athletes and specifically Ariana, it's just exciting. It comes full circle. Full circle. It's like I was able to be there as an athlete, and now I'm able to be there as a coach. So I'm just super grateful.
Not only did you compete at the Olympics, but of course you were at the top of the podium in Sydney. What advice would you give to your swimmers who are headed to Paris about making sure they can maximize their experience there and not just achieve their personal goals, however they may frame that, but also that they get to soak in the experience of being an Olympic athlete? What would you impart upon them?
Yeah, for me, I think a happy swimmer and a confident swimmer is a fast swimmer. So I always tell them, be happy and be confident in the work you've done, and then you'll be fast and enjoy the experience. It's amazing. It's unlike anything I've ever been to in my entire life. I was telling someone the other day, every time I hear the national anthem, I do think about the Olympics for just a brief second, right? Being up on the podium with my girls in the relay, putting the gold medals on. And so it's just amazing. And I hope that they appreciate how wonderful this experience is and just truly enjoy it.
And it's not just every 4 years that the Olympics is in the conversation when it comes to Georgia Tech swimming. We know about the history of McCarty Aquatic Center and the 96 Olympics. How does that Olympic connection, Coach, continue to pay dividends for you in your recruiting and as you continue to build Georgia Tech swimming and diving?
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of people are born in the 2000s now, right? So as we're recruiting, I'm like, do you know where 1996 was? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, it's Atlanta. It's our home pool. So we get to educate them a little bit. But, you know, coming into that pool every day is a blessing, right? I mean, it's amazing. It's fast. It's, you know, a showcase for the entire world. And to be able to do that every single day, again, super grateful. But we get to educate some people because they don't know how far back 1996 was and where it was sometimes.
Well, if they didn't look, they can always go to YouTube, and I'm sure while they're on YouTube, they can go check out when you got a gold medal yourself in 2000. Coach Courtney Hart, thanks so much for joining us here on Tech Talks, presented by EGP Document Solutions. Good luck to your swimmers in Paris. Good luck to you this weekend in Tahoe, and I'm sure you'll be ripping a fast time regardless. Once a fast swimmer, always a fast swimmer, and thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Andy. I really appreciate it.